Today is the last sports segment on BK Live. And what we're going to do today is look back at BRIC TV's sports legacy over the years. Now, joining me today is Eric Hicks of GameoverNYC. Great to see you again. Hopefully we'll see each other down the road.
Absolutely, man. Good to be here.
And Doc Stanley of Sports In Depth, Blog Talk Radio. Always welcome, Doc.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Always a pleasure, man.
And the head boys basketball coach at Bedford Academy, Rob Phelps. But instead of me being the interviewer, I'm going to be the interviewee. But before we get into this, we got to talk about what's up here, man.
Well, yeah, what I'm doing is I'm an ambassador for N1, and I brought some shoes out so you can check them out. Also, some of the different products that we have. And these are just all the different colorways that we have here, and they're doing a lot of good things in the community, and also by sponsoring Bedford Academy.
So N1 is on the comeback trail?
N1 is on the comeback trail. They're trying to get things back how it was, what it used to be, and I'm out there helping and supporting them because they're supporting us.
Because they were hot when it was summer basketball, especially.
Oh yeah, they were very hot at one point, but like I said, you can see the new color waves out, and if people want to go check them out, you can go to n1.com, check out all the new shoes, all the new colorways that we got going on here, and you know, they're doing some good things for the community.
Cool, and a ball too. All right, folks, so you know, we were talking about you guys would like to interview me about my career here, my career before coming
Where
here.
to start? How do I start? You had the greatest boxing show in history, about the Bellamy Boxing Report. You've done so much for, you know, the whole society, man. What you've done for me, you with Jim Nesfield, Steve, getting me and helping me get into the Smithsonian. These gentlemen here, meeting these kind of people. Where did it start from you? I mean, and you talked about too the impact that Ali had on you.
I'm gonna tell you how I
nation.
got started. I started in the radio at WEAA, Morgan State radio station. But my mother got me into radio because I used to listen to Bob Law at night.
Okay, yeah.
And she said, you gotta listen to this guy, Bob Law, Bob Law. So I started listening to Bob Law on 1600 WWRL. Started listening to him. And then when I went to Morgan, I got involved in their radio station, and Kwesi Nfume, who was former NAACP president, he had a show called Two-Way Talk. And we were involved with that. And then the late, great Larry Dean. You remember Larry Dean of Mutual Black Network? And we worked with Larry Dean. And he got us doing radio. I used to do a half-hour newscast, and we were an NPR affiliate. So we used to deal with Susie and Pajoli and folks like that all across the world. And we were affiliate there. From there, I worked at WEAA even after I graduated. And there, I went to BET in '86. And from there, I did 2 years of sports there. I mean, black college football, black college sports. It was really, it was like every day was Saturday, especially in DC at that time, because everything was just on and popping, man. You know about DC. Everybody wanted to come to DC, especially during the '80s, you know. So it was a hot place to be, a hotbed, especially for black progressives, black intellectuals, and I met so many people during that period of time.
You know what I find interesting and fascinating, and I commend you, is being an example to the kids that don't necessarily make it on the court, and letting them know that they can have a career and they can be involved in sports other than being on the court, and they can be behind the scenes or in front of the camera. From the work that you did right here, okay, what were some of your more memorable shows or memorable guests?
I got to get into how we got started here first.
Okay.
I moved up here after 9/11. Matter of fact, no, the day before 9/11. I moved up here because my father died. I had to move back up, help my mother out. So I moved back up, and I was interviewed. Matter of fact, around August or so, they said we're going to start the sports show. We're looking to do it, and it was the late great Donald Carswell. I hope they pull up his picture. He looked like John Wooden, former UCLA basketball coach, and he was a poly prep grad. NBC executive, one of the top executives at NBC. He wanted to start a sports show that related to the Brooklyn sports community. He wanted us to do everything, highlights, you name it, stories, conversations. We did that. And I had people like the late Marcus Henry in, who works for the Amsterdam News, Vernon Jones, John Torrenti,
everybody,
Cynthia Hall. We did that sort of thing. And we had these conversations that were intellectual in a way, updating people on what's going on. And this is all before the internet. Right. So folks like, yo, man, this is a really hot show. And Vernon and at the time, and Marcus say, man, people stopping us on the streets no matter where we go because they're noticing what this show is about. And it was a new show because at the time it was only me and Mike Quick on the sidelines at some of these games. Mike Quick used to do MSG Weekly and worked at MSG Boston. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I wanted to know is where can we find you after that? After this show is done, because you're in need in this community, and we want to know how do we still keep involved.
I think
with you.
things will continue to evolve. My career, this place, so probably online. I'll be out there somewhere, but I think things will continue to evolve, and we'll see what happens. But there's always room for growth in my life and career and that sort of thing.
Well, I think that it can't be stated enough the way you've shared your platform, and companies like myself, Game Over, wouldn't get the attention, wouldn't have got the notoriety if it wasn't for somebody like you understanding the importance of local sports, local entrepreneurs, and just being out there and being in the forefront, taking the chance, because you took a lot of chances. There were people that you brought in that weren't the big names, weren't the superstars in the various sports, but giving them a chance and sharing this powerful platform, because television in any medium is just a powerful thing. And you were very selfless in the way that you were willing to share that. Who are some of the things that you did here that you're most proud of?
Oh man, covering the rail splitters, man, with Sebastian Telfair. You got to pull up that picture of Sebastian Telfair when they were on their way to the championship, and man, it was phenomenal. I mean, we rode that boat all the way into the dock, man. I mean, we were there, and we did a documentary on them. Matter of fact. And we also were producing games. We produced a game for their semifinal championship. Sebastian Telfair, and I'll never forget it. Dan Johnson, Leslie Hayes, who sits there right now. There are a number of folks, Patrick Mativia, and also the certified producers. They played a major role. They never get enough credit. But the certified producers really helped out. And they sometimes just worked for pizza. But they were there because they loved what we were doing, and we were all a team. And we produced that game out of St. John's. And next week, Telfair and then went to the championship at the Garden. And then a month or two later, he turned pro. And he was the first and last basketball player from New York City to go from high school to the pros. And that was phenomenal. And we have a documentary out on it. We did that. Nyan Boateng, Tiny Morton. It was a magical time. And we had so many stories coming in at us. We couldn't do them all. But we were always inundated with guests. Folks want to come on and discuss various issues. I mean, we discussed the NCAA clearinghouse, where Lloyd Rodriguez and his wife, and they came on. They discussed that, what that meant. He also discussed sickle cell, the sickle cell trait in the athletes. Why a lot of these athletes were dying on the football fields during the summer practice. They didn't know about that. But it goes all the way back to 1972 in Central Florida. Howard University also has a research center on sickle cell that documented these cases. So we did something on that too. We had those discussions.
Mike, we can't really thank you enough. I can't for what you've done for me, my career, and helping me get into the Smithsonian. Service to others is you rent your pay for your room here on earth. Ali, life's most persistent but urgent questions what you for others. You always made us feel comfortable. You never had ego. How much of an impact did Ali have? We talked about that. He led you toward the nation. Can you talk about that?
I think Ali had an impact on all of us.
No question. But your impact.
Me, oh man, religious-wise, I became Muslim. I think because of him, I saw the strength in the religion, what the religion could do for you. The fact that he stood up to certain things. He was a phenomenal athlete and a phenomenal man in person, with flaws, like all of us. But he put him out there. He didn't care, but he stood for causes bigger than himself. And you cannot, that's a great thing to aspire to be. I mean, I'll never be that. But, I do my part.
Last question. What was the transition for you coming, you were the first African-American high school court history of Staten Island football. What was the transition for you coming from the football field, being a star, getting here where you are, behind the mic?
I wasn't a star, but I was all right. I mean, but getting behind the mic was also a first for me. Being here in Brooklyn, I was the first black sportscaster here in Brooklyn, and that that had its share of challenges, but we were able to get around that and produce. And I had some producers. I have Clinton Phelps also. He's behind the mic there. He was one of my producers. Matter of fact, Clinton got us nominated for an Emmy, and was an Emmy on the piece we did on Midwood High School, and that had its share of challenges too. We don't get into, but we did that. And Clinton did some great work. I mean, I'm not going to take all the blame. The producers, like I said, Andia Winslow, phenomenal talent. Went to Yale. Her uncle is Kellen Winslow, who played for the Chargers. Also I got Alexandra Coppage, All-American UNCF, University of North Carolina, Teflon had her also. Eric, you have something?
Yeah, what I was going to say is I remember the first show I did with you, I bought you a gift. It was a Game Over trophy.
Right.
So now that we're in the last show, I bought you a bag of goodies.
Oh, man.
We got
more goodies.
Specially limited edition Game Over backpack.
Oh, I got an Air One ball.
I got you a sneaker bag.
Oh, man.
I got you some
I should
shorts.
be going to work every day.
I should. And I got you the T-shirt to match everything. So
thank you,
sleeveless
Mr. Hicks.
joints so you can show off the guns.
Did you have something you
Do
wanted
your
to do there?
thing.
You got
And I wanna add to that.
You got 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. This is from some of the people that couldn't be here. You talk about the Vernon Joneses and others that you've helped out. The landscape, the good and the great, the stories that shaped the Brooklyn sports, from bocce ball in the far corners of Brooklyn to boxing at the Barclays Center. You have shared your powerful platform. In the Brooklyn crucible of sports, dreams are spawned, lessons are taught, and the wisdom needed to survive against all odds is passed on to the next generation. The wisdom is passed on down through the language of sports. You understood that and respected its importance. Mike, you have earned the right to take a bow for your service to our community. Through the lights you have shown and shined on our programs in the darkness, that same lamp will shine on your legendary legacy and hard work and service. It will shine forever. It's game over for you here, but game on for you and the many you have inspired. Today, I speak for the fringe sports, the high school coaches, the players, and community entrepreneurs. We thank you, for without you, we wouldn't be where we are. We really, really appreciate you, man. I know I do, and I know these gentlemen do from the bottom of our heart.
Listen, Mike, what can we say? You were the greatest in every way.
And we want to also present you with some M1s. So that's another good
Don't put them in that Game Over bag.